do to all of my free game people out there, man? To all of my FNB people out there, I hope y'all doing good. I'm at work currently, so I gotta make this kind of timely, you feel me? I gotta kind of be a little quicker with it than I usually would be. But what I want to talk to y'all about is the movie Sinners, but I want to go more so towards the idea of what it means to me and what I notice that it represents to me. So I understand, or what I started to kind of think about when I would watch that movie and what it brought me and what thoughts it brought me to. Because you know what, to be honest, this isn't necessarily even about the movie. It's just more so about the idea of vampires and inviting them in, and you know, the way that tampers with your soul. So you notice in the movie, my nigga, they had to invite the vampires in. That's what you gotta do. You gotta invite them into your life. And I correlate that to the devil. See what I'm saying? The devil. Whatever your beliefs is, just stick with me and kind of use, you know, if you got the eyes to see, you gonna understand what I'm saying. But I correlate that to the devil, right? And me understand that you have to invite it in order for it to take place and then to attack your soul and your creativity. Because in the movie, you notice that they was going after the young nigga who could sing. You know what I'm saying? They was attacking the creativity of the black people. You know what I'm saying? And the way that it was done through this, and this is why I go into the idea of Sinners, is the way that this is done in today's world, in my opinion, is through what most people will call your 7 deadly sins: your lust, your greed, your anger, your motherfucking what's the other ones? Pride and gluttony. I gotta get them all because I already started. Gluttony, wrath, pride. Damn. Gluttony, wrath, pride, lust. Gluttony, wrath, pride, lust. Shit. Hold on. Okay. Pride, envy, lust, sloth, greed, gluttony, and wrath. I still almost forgot. I just looked the shit up. But through those 7 sins, these are all the sins that erode your soul, in my belief and opinion, in which your soul is the source of your creativity and your imagination, in my opinion, again. So in order for those things to do anything to you, you have to invite them in. And then once you invite them in, they play on your mind and then influence your choices, in my opinion. I'm gonna keep saying that shit because you gotta let motherfuckers know. I ain't trying to tell y'all to believe nothing. You don't have to believe me. I'm not you know what I'm saying? I could not know. But this is just all off of what I've come to through sitting and thinking and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? This is what I believe. You come to your own beliefs. If it makes sense to you, go with it. But through me understanding that, it showed me that the goal is to first find its way into your life, and once you invite them things in, is to erode your soul and sever your creativity and your connection to the source and to the higher power and to create, you know, to God, whatever you call it, you know what I'm saying, whatever you choose to believe in. And those sins are the things that become your demons. You know what I'm saying? We all got to look at what our sins is. What do you struggle with most? Out of those sins, when people say they're fighting demons, the demons that I believe is assigned to us is fit within those categories, within those 7 categories, in some way, shape, or form. So when you look at yourself, analyze those things and compare them to the things that you struggle with within yourself, and that'll tell you what your demons are. Through conquering those is where you conquer yourself. And that's where it started coming into self-mastery and things like that. And don't get me wrong, there's other parts of self-mastery, but that's one big spiritual thing that I've learned. You know, getting over those things is kind of a big step towards, you know, maturing spiritually. You know, if you a spiritual person, but you are extremely prideful, then you're not very spiritual, because you put yourself ahead of others. And that's not really the way of a spiritual person, in my opinion. If you are a spiritual person, but you find yourself being envious of somebody else who may have more spiritual or experience other spiritual things that you don't, then you're not very spiritual, because that's not the way of a spiritual person. We are all connected, and all these 7 deadly sins, in some way or another, either completely hurts yourself, or it goes out and seeks to hurt others. You know what I'm saying? So you hurting yourself, you hurting the collective, you hurting others, you obviously hurting the collective. So it's important that you first look at that. And that's also too, through those sins is how you are cursed, I believe. I think those sins are the curses that be put on your bloodline, and the people who break those curses may be overcoming those things that's naturally those sins or whatever that's naturally put towards you, are the ones who find themselves becoming like, you know, the generational curse breaker of the family on some shit. That's just what I think. So free game people, I love y'all. Y'all take care of yourselves. Let me get back to work before a nigga get fired in this bitch. You know, I'm grateful for all the people that watch. I'm grateful for the ones who take the time out that day and see and find any connection with me and the things that I say. I'm grateful for all of that, and I love you guys. Y'all take care of yourselves, man. I'm out.